I'm telling you, I've been good. I ain't bought no fans. I bought that Vornado, but you can't pass up Vornado. You can probably see behind me my most recent mistake. Another fan. I was down visiting family for Thanksgiving, and you know, there's fans on Craigslist. There's definitely vintage fans on Marketplace, and I like to look at that stuff. Estate sales, I go to estatesale.net, but I didn't do anything. I was like, this is not, I'm not doing any, I'm not buying any, nothing's happening. And then I'm on my way up to the highway, and I pass a bunch of free stuff out for free. And here we are. Let's take a closer look at it. All right. I just couldn't pass it up. This is a big avocado green window fan, I guess. It doesn't have much in the way of a name on it. There's a model sticker there. We'll take a closer look at that. It's a little dirty. It's definitely got a repair here. This is the same knob on some of my Laskos that I have. So this is a Lasko. It looks like it's 2-speed only. This is not a reversible window fan, which is strange. What looks like an RMR motor. And let's flip it over and see if I can show you the front of it without breaking anything. All right, you can see here's the front of it, and it's definitely a Lasko because this is the first generation plastic blade set. But it does still have the RMR motor. It doesn't have a plastic motor, which is nice. I don't know if they would have put a plastic motor in this, but I think it's indicative of when it was made, you know, transitional period metal RMR motor. But this is the blade set that I have on the yellow Sears Lasko. Of course, this isn't yellow. This is just the tan plastic that they used. She's pretty dirty, but as you can see, it's got both of its wings and the wing nut fasteners for the wings, which is pretty neat. So I think the first thing I'll try to do is prop this up decently and see if we can get the blades off, because it's pretty, you can see, hold on, it's pretty stiff, so it's not really ready to try to run, so we won't, but let's see if we can get the blades off. There we go. There's some weird foam that was in there, obviously I don't know, weatherproofing or to keep water from getting in there. We're throwing that out. Wow, is that fragile. That's some gross shit right there. And here's this little cover, nothing to it. It's got its brakes, it's cracked and broken. You guys know how I feel about plastic stuff on fans. But we'll try and keep them from losing those screws. I think I probably will end up losing them. So here we get a little better view of the RMR motor and the switch. This is all very strange. Switch is kind of a mess, but it doesn't look too dirty. It looks okay. Still not super psyched about leaning it against this part. Let's see if we can come up with something. It looks like this all just kind of plops out of here. This is just all fastened to the cage. So I think, and the cord just gets, I think it's just going to come right out of there. So that's what I'm going to do. Let's see how it goes. There you go, look at that. Not so bad. Okay, so right about now I sort of wish I had left that where it was, but that's okay. Let's see if we can mount this. This will hold this thing up and we can work the other way around. There you go. Not so bad. There we go. Now we're on to the RMR motor. Pretty sure that's what this is. I've seen a few of them at this point. In fact, this guy over here has one. That's the reversible Lasko with the 4 blades. So their Lasko is still using these RMR motors at this point, which is interesting. This motor's pretty stuck. But it doesn't look too bad, really. We'll give it a little quick wipe so that it's easier to handle. See some of the gray paint underneath here. Well, the sticker came off, and it does indeed say it's hard for me to show you that. Hold on. RMR Corp. Hard to read what else it says, but anyway, there it is. RMR Corp Type L model, 115 volts, 2.1, 1.6 amps, 60 hertz, 100,000 RPM, fan duty, permanent lubrication M. There you go. We know that not to be true, but let's keep cleaning. As you can see in the background, I got some 409 there. I do use 409 usually on these. I've never found it to take any paint off, so that's pretty cool. I hope this is going to come out of there. I might hit that with some... I don't think I have any steel wool anymore, do I? That's something. I'm going to wipe it down. It looks a little better. And then, just to make this easier, we'll drop a little oil on it. What the heck? What is it going to hurt? It's not going to hurt anything. It'll help. Maybe it'll help it come through. One thing I'm noticing, because the switch is attached to the motor, we're not going to have the ability and not a lot of room to remove the stator from the rear housing and move it around and clean, so I'm not going to worry about that. Just going to try and get the two halves apart, pull the rotor and clean up the bearings, and see if we can get it to spin freely and stay spinning freely. We'll see. So that is the deal with that. Okay, not so bad. Uh-oh. That's going to be a problem. Okay. There we go. Now we got something. Okay, now we got that thing out of there. Came out of the back bearing pretty easily. The front bearing really is the worst part of it. And there we go. There's our rotor and our front housing. Motor looks nice and clean inside. Nothing too crazy. So we'll go ahead and clean up a little bit. Count our thrust washers and see where we're at. All right, we got this a little bit cleaned out. We're not going crazy on it. And I'm going to clean the bearings with some WD-40. And I like to use these Q-tips, why not? So I just hit the Q-tip with a little bit of this stuff here. And then we go on in and give it a little clean there. And oh yeah, look at that. That's why that was so bad. We'll do a few of them. Still coming out kind of dirty there. But it's getting there. Bearings don't look that bad. Anyway, we're getting a little better. Again, we're still pretty gross in there, but I'm okay with that for now. Okay. Now we'll go to the front thrust washers. We got a bunch of stuff here. Let's try and keep a record of this. We got a metal, and then this guy, and then a thin metal, and then our spacer, big spacer here, and then this guy. So let's pull these apart. Take these off of there. Oh, look at that. There is a spacer on the other side. And another washer. Careful not to break this guy. Sorry, you can't really see what I'm doing. Just trying to get these a little clean off here without breaking them. This is the super thin metal one. Again, just trying to be a little diligent about cleaning anything off of there that is not going to help it run nice. All right. Now let's do a little clean on this. It's not really a ridge. I mean, it doesn't look great, but it's not particularly worn. I'm not feeling any kind of ridge or anything. Rotor's clean enough. Not so bad. So there we go. Now what we're going to do left is clean the rear bearing. Let's see if we can do that on camera for you. See in there? Not so bad on the back. Again, the rear bearing it just popped right out of the rear bearing. It was the front bearing that seemed to be the worst. Not sure why that would be. But yeah, that's coming out fairly clean, especially compared to the front bearing. I guess just because dirt gets in there or something, or maybe that's the side that heats up more because it was exposed to the outside. Who knows, man? I don't know. But yeah, that's coming out pretty clean right there. Alright, so I got all my shims about where I think they should be. And in the order I think more or less that they were in. Close enough. And now we're going to go ahead and we're going to earl up our oil area here in this thing. Can you see? You cannot see. And if we can, we'll do it without getting any oil on the windings or anywhere else that we don't want it. And this is a pretty big area for this felt material. It's really that spray-in garbage that they used back in the day. Wait and see if it soaks in. Is it soaking? What can you see? Is it doing it? Yeah, a little bit. Soaking in. Is it working? I already got oil where I didn't want it. Not much you can do about that, but you can try not to screw up. Oh, soaking in a little bit, I guess. Let's try the front. Now, I have been known to over-oil a fan. It is possible. Oh, you can't put too much oil in them. Nah, that's not really true. That's a lot of oil right there. Let's see if that soaks in. You're really just trying to avoid it taking oil away from when you put it on the shaft. Because any oil that you put on the bearing and the shaft can be wicked away from the wick if you don't put oil in there. I've had that issue. In fact, I had it with the yellow Lasko, because that thing just it unoiled itself. Soaked all the oil off the bearing into the wick. I was like, well, that's not entirely helpful. Now I'm getting oil all over the place. Not good, mate. Not good. It doesn't hurt much. It just can cause the motor to collect more dust. But for the amount that I'll be using these, I'm not that worried about it either. Alright, so not for nothing, it might be time to go ahead and try and put this together. Let me move you camera-wise. Alright, I think I've got enough oil in there. We got our witness mark that we made, which lines up here. So when this does go together, we want it like this, more or less. So that we want to watch out for. And it's time to do it, I think. Now, I want to put a little oil in the bearings. So meaning on the inside diameter of the bearing where possible. Okay. And in there. I like to do a little more than it really needs. And there we go. Get oil all over the surfaces that are going to go together. And let's give it a try. There we go. And now we go for our housing, looking for our witness mark, and we should be good to go. And there we go. There it is. Look at that. And we've got it pretty close. Nice. Okay, now we'll do our tap tap. Look at that. That feels pretty darn good if you ask me. So, yeah, I like that. Let's see if it'll run. So, I'm going to be really careful, but we're going to plug it in and see if she'll go. Now, I'm going to turn off the power strip because I don't know what position it's in. But let's see if it'll run. There we go. And look at that. That is pretty nice, guys. So I like that. We're gonna do that. Now let's there's some more cleaning we need to really do. I want to clean the case a little bit. So I like, look at that. That's pretty nice. For a dang old RMR. So I think we're in a good position here. What it really needs is a bunch of cleaning in the case before we put it all back together, just to do it right. We got it apart, might as well. So we're getting something here. We have something. I like it. So let's. That's pretty nice. So anyway, good news on the motor. So we'll do some cleaning, and then the next video you'll see we'll clean the case a little bit. We'll put it back together and see what happens. So that is the deal with our RMR powered Lasko window fan. One direction only, 2 speeds. But it's amazing. I mean, this is a big, heavy piece of equipment, so it's amazing that they put all that work into this thing, and it's only an exhaust fan. It's only one direction. Very interesting stuff. But nonetheless, that spins real nice, guys. I'm real happy with that. So we should find it to be a pretty good runner once we get it all together. All the shims seem to work out good, and we don't have any up and down, side to side. The bearings are pretty good, and it doesn't have much in and out play, as you can see. So I'm pretty happy with that. We're going to leave it, and we're going to go ahead and put it together. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next half on this strange Lasko window fan thing. Cool. Later.